Hey guys, what's up? CT out in the garage. Today we are going to vapor blast Rusty's oil bath. This is Rusty's original oil bath oil filter from 1962. As you can see, it's pretty rusty. This is what the entire engine looked like before we restored it. Basically everything on Rusty is rusty. There's the front beam. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. There's Rusty's engine. Completely restored thanks to VW Darren. Appreciate the help, buddy. Let's put this oil bath in the vapor blaster and see what happens. Stay tuned. Before we put it in the vapor blaster, we want to get all the oil out of it and whatever grease and oil might be on the outside. Just don't want to get that stuff in the vapor blaster if at all possible. Alright, let's make sure there's no oil in this. There was some coming out, that's why I have it propped up on this wood. The last time I had it leaning over, there was some oil that came out. It may have all, yep, there it is. Ooh, black gold. Yeah, so there's still some oil in there. We want to open this up and see what we got. Wow. Still work. Yep, I'm glad we didn't put that in there. There's still some oil and dirt and crud in there, so let's get this cleaned up and start blasting this baby. That oil's been in there a long time. That is some black oil, boy. Ooh. There's a little bit of golden in there. Some crud in there. But I guess that's how it works. It uses the oil to catch the crud. Let's see, how does this thing come off of here? There's some type of, there's a filter in there. Not sure how this comes off. If it comes off at all, I would imagine it would. Seems like it would twist off. Look at that crud. It's a hose clamp. This lever is supposed to open and close, but it's not moving right now. Oh, there it goes. So I'm not sure if that works off of heat or air pressure. I'll have to check. Or acceleration, not sure. But that moves, open and close the air vent there. So we've got the body. One, two, these three latches that hold the top on. This little hose vent here. Another hose vent here. And this lever. Then we've got the, this part goes on top of the carburetor. Connects to the top of the carburetor. Brings the air in through the oil up through here. I would imagine this comes off somehow so you could clean it or replace that element in there. I'm not sure. I'm going to spray this down with some brake clean and see if I can get a better grip on that. And I'll look in the book too. Maybe there's something in the book about it. Clamp, hose clamp. Oh, that just came off. So that disconnects there. Interesting. So does that come off? Or does it just stay like that? I'm thinking that it's pressed on there somehow. I thought maybe it's threaded. You could just turn it, you know, lefty loosey, righty tighty. But it doesn't seem to be moving. Let me look in the book. The oil bath air cleaner. The oil bath air cleaner should be serviced every 4,000 kilometers, 2,500 miles. Looks like it was a little dirtier than that. Under normal operating conditions. Remove dirty oil from reservoir and refill with fresh engine oil, SAE 20, up to the mark approximately, blah. The filter element should be rinsed in fuel, kerosene, or any other degreasing solution. Interesting. Okay, so there it is. That's the filter element, the oil reservoir, and the air intake elbow, couple gaskets. So that's what we've got here. So this is all one piece. We just need to clean it really good and cover this with something. All right, check it out. The parts are all clean. We used the Eastwood parts cleaner. Worked pretty good, and then I hit it with a little bit of brake clean just up in some of these passages are kind of hard and stubborn grease stuck up in there. So I think I've got just about all the grease and oil off of this. We're just looking at rust and paint at this point. I ended up putting this in the stainless steel tub with a little bit of fuel, gasoline, and cleaned it out really good. And then I sprayed some brake clean all around it and through it. So this is pretty clean. This is super clean. The paint, the original paint up inside here is beautiful. Completely preserved up inside here. I'm going to try not to hit that too much with the blaster because the paint is perfect up in there. But we will hit this a little bit with the blaster around the edges. All of this is going to get taken off. But that original paint's nice and thick. I'm going to use the same paint we used on the beam. It seemed to work pretty good, and you know, I don't have any 2K professional paint. I should have ordered some from Eastwood, but we're kind of on a lockdown right now, so we'll get some of that in the future. They make some great paint products. Check out this Volkswagen VW symbol on there, and you can kind of still see the original label. I don't know if it was a sticker or if it was painted. I think it was painted on there. But I'm pretty sure I ordered the replacement stickers from Wolfsburg West, so I'll have to go dig around and look for those. But we're just gonna blast this, and then afterwards I'll make sure I get everything clean really good. I don't know that I would be able to cover this very well. But I might put some duct tape on here. We'll see. Maybe I'll stuff some blue towels down in here and a little bit of duct tape. We'll see. Stand by. I'm not sure, the vapor blaster might blow that right off, but we will we'll find out. So I've got the bottom covered. I don't really need to blast the bottom very much, just around this edge here. This paint's still really good. We just need to really focus on the top here, and we'll try to stay away from this here. I did put a paper towel, a blue towel inside, just in case this blows off. It'll help catch some of that sand. All right, let's see what happens. We'll just put one piece in there at a time. Let's start with the filter canister. Looking pretty good. All right, guys, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see what we got. Let's give it a quick bath in the rust inhibitor. I've got some in the unit itself too, but sometimes when you rinse off the unit, when you use the fresh water to rinse, it rinses it off. So VHT suggests having a bucket like that so you can dunk your parts real quick, and it helps protect them. All right, so this is about 5 minutes in the blaster. As you can see, the duct tape held on pretty good. There's a little bit of rust residue around the edge here. I could go back and hit that, but I think we're pretty good. You can see up under here, everything's nice and clean. I mean, it just took that paint right off. And I put tape on here to protect the inner filter, just to try to keep the media out of the filter if possible. And the duct tape seemed to hold on really good, so that will do perfect. So we're gonna let this, I'm gonna take the tape off and let it soak out in the sun for a little bit, and we'll work on the next part. All right, let's get this next piece in there. How long is it gonna take? I'm gonna say 5 minutes. All right, guys, let's see how long it takes to blast this part. Here we go. All right, guys, this has probably been about 15 minutes. I probably went a little longer than I needed to. It was pretty rusty, and I wanted to get it as clean as possible. You could keep going more if you wanted to, but there's obviously going to be some imperfections where the rust left some pits. But it looks pretty good. Let's put it out here to dry, and we'll move on to the last piece. All right, Let's knock this one out. All right, guys, about 10 minutes or so. You kind of lose track of time when you're doing this. It's very therapeutic. Give it a little dip in some rust inhibitor. Let it bake out in the sun. The other ones are ready for some paint. All right, guys, there it is. Looks a lot better than it did before, although I do like the rusty look, if you haven't guessed. But I wanted to get all the mechanical parts as new as possible and keep as many of the original as possible, including the oil bath filter. You can barely see it, but it says MAN right there, M-A-N-N, I think. Man or Maine. One of you guys might know. There's also a number on here. If you can see it, it's hard to see. Anyway, it came out pretty good. Obviously, there's still pits from all the rust. I wasn't too concerned about making it perfect. I just wanted to get a fresh coat of paint on there to keep it from rusting anymore. But and the Vapor Blaster works awesome. It really gets everything down to bare metal and gives you a nice clean slate palette, you know, surface to paint on. Like I said, I'm gonna put another coat on this. Let this dry overnight. I'll let it dry out in the sun some more tomorrow, and then I'll hit another coat up in some of these spaces I missed. I'm not the best painter. I really don't paint much at all, so considering that, it looks pretty good. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.